gonna restart. Oh, it's set to night as well. That's very interesting. Alright, let me just check the stream. If you want, Fizz, the Twitch is F1 League of South Africa. Could you try speaking first? It's not picking you up. I'm not exactly sure what the issue is. For anyone watching, I have someone else who is giving a hand of commentary today and just having issue with his audio being picked up. Maybe try a reset, that might work. Yeah, because sometimes it doesn't pick up that people are streaming. It's not my actual... Oh, as Melt has dropped it on the exit of that is the swimming pool chicane. Gets nicely out of the way of the Alpine. Yeah, again, apologies for the teething issues early stream. It always seems to play me, but we have the Dark Fox on top with the 12-1. Good time for night. Also, what with the weather being night, if it's night for the race as well, you can actually up your tyre pressures because your tyre temperatures stay cooler. So that's something that people are running minimum pressures, they can add that into account for G-Body and White Walker. Only other drives to get laps. That's the Dark Fox mounting that curve very nicely. On the way through swimming pool, gliding it in there. We've got yellow flags in the start of the second sector. All good though, just traffic. Speaking of traffic, that's a Ferrari ahead of the Dark Fox, but he dives into the pits nevertheless. Hello, hello. Allow me to just get that up. Apologies if you guys lose picture for a sec. Aha! It was me all along. Alright. Say hello to chat for League of South Africa first. No? Nay for swearing, I believe.
Hello.
Yep, we're good.
Nice.
Welcome to the world of League of South Africa.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry to anybody watching for any delays and errors there.
Last race, I'll send you across the standings, but last race was a Grand Slam from Human. I liked the flag victory, had it in the bag all race, perfect strategy. It's only half a temp ahead in quali, but kept it clean when our other top driver, the Dark Fox, had a very unlucky start to the race in the wet.
Yeah,
I'll send you the standings over right now.
I mean, that's all it is now in Monaco, isn't it? Keeping it clean.
That's pretty much it.
Keep it out the barrier could be enough for points. you know, let alone podiums.
That's about all it takes to get a podium
Oh,
in
well,
Monaco
yeah.
is keep it clean, because there will be mistakes, and when mistakes come, your front wing's gone or you're
Yeah.
gone.
Well,
There's no in between.
yeah.
Sticks has learned that as he retired from the session.
Say, it's always interesting when you have some DNFs in the upper drivers, because obviously it's Monaco, it's so hard to overtake, but if you can make it happen, it is a very, very beautiful thing to watch.
Indeed. Let me just get race results. I'll send you the race results, the standings for drivers and constructors, Fizz.
Okay.
Ping's just gone out in the server.
I've just unincluded.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, apologies for that. Alright, Fizz had just gone off because I mixed it up, said it was delayed because of your guys' strikes over in South Africa, so yeah, so he said he could do some jobs, and he's committed to them now, bless him. Alright, let me just screenshot these standings for him. While I'm on the standings, let's give a quick update here. It looks like we have Bori still at the top, followed by J Potty, followed by Franz, Wired, Night Scout, Swister. Doing very well. Trying my best not to call you Sylvester today. Fearless in P7, Humid P8, making his way up very quick. Ironland P9 and P10 the Dark Fox. Alright then, that is that screenshotted. With constructors wise, as we have Melts at the top of the timing. Constructors wise, we have Aston Martin at the top, followed by Ferrari, AlphaTauri, Mercedes, McLaren, Alpine in 6th, Red Bull 7th, Haas 8th, Williams 9th and Alfa Romeo rounding out the back of the constructors. 205 points to Ferrari's 154 is the gap between first and second, and third is only 5 points behind, and that is Ferrari behind AlphaTauri there for the fight for second. So that heating up here, as I believe we have some AlphaTauris in attendance here. We do, Humid in the AlphaTauri. Do we have another? I believe not. I believe Humid is flying the flag here for AlphaTauri. It's going to be interesting. Ferrari, we have both drivers here. J Potty, of course, quite high up in the championship. So we've got Humid now at the top of the times, and the Dark Fox. As I was saying, Melts, very good job, still a good lap, 12-0 in these conditions. So we've got some drivers I've not seen before in the Haases. James and Tyler H. Let's see what they can do, and what I assume is their debut, and I'll treat it like such. Quite a tough league to find yourself competitive in, but once you find that pace, it seems to bed in quite nicely. It's, in the 2 races that I've done, as that's invalid at the start for Tyler, so straight off the ERS. Really struggling around these Monaco walls. The difference between the wheel users and the controller users will be highly exaggerated at this track due to, well, the fact that it is Monaco. As we watch Humid coming out again. Humid, has to be said, with quite a lot of pressure relieved with that performance last time. Some drivers it adds pressure, some drivers it relieves it. Personally, I found found myself being a lot more relaxed after a dominant weekend. Or dominant, I should say Thursday the week before. It makes it all sort of fall into place and you're into that routine, which makes it that bit harder for drivers like the Dark Fox, who are absolutely rapid on this game. It makes it that bit harder when you're that bit higher on confidence. So could we see a repeat of last week for the sake of excitement? No offence here, but I hope not, because or at least I'd like to see a good old scrap up at the front. But Humid will be trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Question though is, can the Dark Fox get close, and can the rest of the pack close up to these two? Because Melts and Fori, Melts was quite close last race, but still was lacking that edge on pace that top two had. But being said, different track, different scenario. Has to be said, these two, the Dark Fox and Humid, appearingly to be clear at the top. This is Humid on a lap. Sweet break into Mirabeau, second gear, carry it around, use the camber on the apex, up to third, fourth, short shifting all the time. First, short shifting on second to on the exit. No! Keeps it in first for a little bit longer than I would to maximise that traction. Short shifting to third out the corner. Decent lap so far, try not to get caught on the inside there. Braking from 7th to 2nd gear, float it over that curb, that's invalidated for the AlphaTauri. As he lets the Dark Fox through, or resume. That's through here, through to back, playing it through this quite easily flat on this game. 4th gear, use all of the curbing. Big snap on exit, that might be damaged, but again, you get minor front wing damage here as we go 2nd gear up to 3rd, through to back. Holding 3rd up to 4th through Anthony Notes. DRS open, and it's a flat out sprint back to the line, and that is the Dark Fox on provisional pole here at Monaco. Very strong lap there from the Dark Fox, although little snaps here and there. But yeah, as I was saying, if you get damage through that last little swimming pool on this game, you can carry the lap because it will only lose you about a 10th. If that. And if you know you've made a mistake through them last two corners on the previous lap, as we see yellows behind, that's J Potty letting Humid past. So let's see what Fori can do here, if Fori is indeed going for another lap. No, dives into the pit lane. Very hard to speed here at this pit lane as well, might I add. I'm just gonna mute for a little bit, have a snack before the final shootout, and then we'll resume the fight for pole. the Dark Fox in the pits, unable to get another run in. So that leaves Humid and the rest of the field prepared to catch. The gap just over 7 tenths between second and third. So Meltz will be looking to overturn that. Meltz with a bit of comfort to Fourie, but as I've seen with Fourie this season, quali pace not the strong point, but again, points aren't won on qualifying, they are won in the race, and that seems to be where Fourie is quick, because there's some retirements behind. I believe that is yellow flags for a crash. For Mercedes out on track, but we have Humid on his lap. Let's go on board then with the AlphaTauri driver swinging it through the casino. There's the two cars crashed out, avoids them very, very nicely. Down to second gear again using the camber. Short shifting nicely. Down to first, getting very, very good rotation there. Good power on exit, so decides to hold it in first, try something new. As we turn in early, pick up the understeer, clips the inside barrier, but will continue because this is the final runs in qualifying. That's alright, Chris. What can Humid do as he goes down into the Noval chicane, locks up but chucks in perfect speed, perfect apex, and an amazing exit on the power with to go through to back now, 5th gear, short shifting up to 6th. Taking the curves nicely. What does he do through swimming pool? Absolutely on the limit there. Keeps it valid. Chucking it over the curves. Down to second. Little look up as we come into Rascats through Anthony Nose. Gets the DRS now. What time is it going to be from Humid? Can Humid take pole? No, robbed by that little touch of the barrier at Portier. So close.
God, he was risking it all there.
Jeez.
Jay
On the limit and beyond.
Now. And he...
for our second in the championship. Wow. I sent you on Discord, I sent you the standings race results for last race and constructor standings. So currently Fourie is our leader over Jay Potty by some margin. And Franz, if you're watching, can you just message me, because I believe there is another different point system for this league. And I'm not quite sure where to find that. Just so that I can send that across as well. Believe it'll be in rules, won't it? Again, very good. Franz unable to join for qualifying because of the power cuts. Hopefully able to join here for the race. Franz, of course, third in the drivers. But not being able to do qualifying will be a big, big issue.
You know, and that's what I was talking about
Franz
earlier. You've got these, you know,
yeah.
rapid drivers trying to work their way up around such a difficult track to overtake. It should make for a few interesting situations.
Yeah, especially if wing damage gets someone nearer the front gets wing damage. So someone little lock up here and there. All it takes is a tab, and that's a good 2 or 3 tenths a lap, and then you get a huge train, and it becomes dive bomb central.
Yeah, that's the thing. That 2-3 tenths a lap is not enough to overtake round here.
That's the thing. It's all about keeping it clean. Again, if anyone knows what part of the server can see the points system, it should be in the point system channel, shouldn't it? Okay, let me take a screenshot of that and send that over to you, Fizz. But it's the Dark Fox on pole. Getting back at Humid, because Humid last time was on pole. Strong showing from Haas last time, but we've got 2 different drivers in the Haas today. So let's see, as we wait patiently. Weather looks clear, a little bit foggy, but Again, Monaco at the time of year it is on this game at night would be slightly foggy, so that might just be natural dormant weather conditions. But again, with it being night, you can risk it a little more with tyre pressures, as the track surface is some 10, 15, maybe even 20 plus degrees cooler. So get tyre pressures wrong and you won't be able to, you'll literally pull a Mercedes and you will not be able to get your tyres up to temperature.
I mean,
And I've done that in a career mode race and I can tell you it is horrible, especially in a Williams, but that's besides the point.
as much as tyre temps can play an effect, you can't help but just acknowledge how beautiful the Monaco night race is. I think if they did it in real life, it would. Who cares if there's no
Absolutely
overtaking?
gorgeous. Beautiful. I mean, we did have some overtakes this year. I remember one Pierre Gasly sending it down the inside on Inters. Down the inside of a car, but that was an extraordinary race because we had all three tyre compounds in use. We had some dry tyre runners, some inter runners, and some wet all at the same time, which is a recipe for overtakes, thankfully. The rest of the race was a bit of a procession. Typical Ferrari strategy, but we don't talk about that. Sorry.
But anyway, I do think we're in for an interesting race.
We are.
Especially if France has been able to get in, which I do hope so.
Hopefully. Of course, that's just an unfortunate thing, as I said to Franz on the commentators chat. It's for us over here. It's NHS are thinking of our free healthcare service are thinking of striking, and we've also got TSL, our main train company. Their staff are striking, and it's all overpay. So it's everywhere you look these days, there's someone striking about something. 90% of the time it is justified, but I digress. So, Fizz, after qualifying, what are your predictions here?
Obviously, I've never commentated over this league before. I don't know people's pace, but you can't deny pole in Monaco is the surefire way to win. Unless there's going to be some heroics from Humid, I don't see a reality where the Dark Fox does not win this. But as I'm just watching...
He's very capable of heroics, I can say that much.
As I'm watching Race Director now, I can see a few people switching between the hards and the mediums. So as it stands...
Indeed, let me pull that up for the stream.
As it stands, Dark Fox and Humid going for the hards. And I've just seen Dark Fox has only recently changed, maybe to cover off Humid. He doesn't want to get done on strategy, because obviously that's probably the best way to make up a position.
Indeed, but again, leads back to tyre pressures. If you are running low tyre pressures, if the top two are trying to keep their tyres cool for the rest of their stint, that hard tyre is going to be so hard to warm. So melts might even be within a shot here, and with track position being huge around Monaco, Franz joins. Will Franz be able to take control of a car? We hope so. I believe that might be what the wait was for. Franz, if you're watching the stream, don't forget to say up, lad. As you are going to need it starting from the back row. Again, all it takes is a safety car.
Yeah.
You box early, take hards to the end. I did it in a career mode race. It's an easy win. And I believe we will see safety cars aplenty in this race. Would you like to commentate the start, Fizz?
Pardon?
Would you like to commentate the start?
Yeah, go on then, I'll try my best.
Yeah, give it a go, lad. Just let me know what car you're going on board with at the start, so I can, or using broadcast camera 4 at the start. I usually go broadcast for the first place driver, so I'll keep it on that for the stream.
Alright, I will do the same, just so I know I'm seeing the same thing.
If you want, though, you can flick down the field and give updates throughout the race, because that was my role with Harry in it. It's certainly helped, but with it being Monaco, action is going to be rare.
Yeah, yep, no problem. I'll if I see any tight closing gaps,
Although when you see
down.
action at Monaco, it is spectacular. Might I just say that, because it's insane.
It doesn't even have to be a good overtake. It's almost so shocking that it makes up for it.
We're so deprived of Monaco overtakes that we'll take whatever we get. A spinner at Sandiport, lock up, go straight on. We don't care. Position to position.
Yep.
No, I believe something has to be done about overtaking this track. Because, unfortunately for the new owners of F1, history is not enough. They've said it with Monza. If Monza doesn't perform well with races, it won't be on the calendar. That was straight from Domenicali, the current FIA president. So, hopefully Monaco can produce some interesting races. Maybe pull a Paul Ricard and get sprinklers all over the circuit. Make it be full wet in the tunnel. Dry everywhere.
Jesus,
we might see.
Yeah, you want someone to die. You can just say that, Dan.
Of cars with 3 wheels. It's an idea straight out of the Bernie Ecclestone book right there.
You've kind of got me.
It was nowhere near as bad as some of Bernie's ideas, but
So you've got me curious now. Would you go softs or mediums or hards? Would you go for a dry compound just because it's faster the rest of the lap, or would you go for inters or wets just because you know you're probably gonna live?
Problem is, inters would be overheating, and the little water. I think you'd lose maybe 3 seconds if it was just strictly in the tunnel. But of course, it would then carry over to the rest, so you'd find you'd have to brake dead on the inside where it's really bumpy. So.
Because
I think inters are about, as we saw in Hungary 2021, inters are about 6 seconds a lap slower when it's fully dry everywhere else.
Yeah.
So whether you lose that much, but the risk, although the risk on inters, because...
do you know when we're going to be getting going?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure. I mean to just check my phone, but yeah, I know when a tyre overheats, at least in karting, there is no grip whatsoever, as I believe that's who we were waiting for. It's Swister, not Sylvester, because that's something that I keep doing. I'm like, oh, Sylvester spun, or something like that. Sorry for spinning the first thing. Oh, we are going. But yeah, and I can tell you right now, in Rotax, if your tyres are overheating, you are all over the place, and it costs you massive time. So, I think it'll be pretty equal, but tyre wear on the inters would be a slight issue.
Well, we are starting, Dan, so maybe
Sorry.
talk for another time.
As you're going to learn, Fizz, I'm a very, very big waffler.
As we get ready for the start of formation lap.
I did that last
Is it
time. Yeah, yes, Fizz.
Shut up.
Everyone's not just weaving up the start.
I didn't know, okay?
As we go into turn 1, everyone can't get crawling pace for some reason.
No. That as we begin
Why does it say lap 0?
As we begin the formation lap, everybody just wants to get as much.
Scintillating stuff here as we start the formation lap. As we look at the Dark Fox into the braking zone, taking.
I'm just gonna let Dan have the formation lap. He seems to love it so much.
Oh man, the formation laps are the best.
Okay, Dan. Broadcast on Dark Fox. There we go. Right, all set up for the start.
If you want though on the start, you can sort of flick down the order, and I'll just keep it on broadcast. And if anyone spins, I'll jump to him.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'll just probably stick it on Dark Fox because it gives me probably the best view of the entire grid.
Oh, the Dark Fox straight lines the chicane. Oh no, he's missed the braking point. But all jokes aside here, who's going to get the jump? Because might have some heroics into Sandoval. Actually, I believe that's Melts on the hard tyre.
It's actually humid on the softs.
Humid? Wow! Hard tyre to soft difference is huge, about 4 or 5 car lengths. If you get it right, so if humid can even get a mildly good start, the Dark Fox has to get perfection here. Wow, that is going to be interesting. So humid going for the aggressive strategy, possibly going to be pitting around that 10 to hards and carrying them to an end. Do we have any disqualifications?
Looks like humid was going to get one, but he just got it back in time.
Jeez. Yeah, I see that. As the final car getting ready.
I mean, that
to line up on the back of the grid. As the lights get on, take it away, Fizz.
I can't see the lights. Can't see them.
1, 2, 3, 4,
and it's
5.
Lights out and away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix. It's a good start from Dark Fox, but it's also a good start from Humid. Humid ran that
Humid's done it.
Sandoval. Oh, just a clip
He's
of the wall.
done it.
There was a clip of the wall from Melts just behind. You have Fury having to go. Melts has to back off.
So that looks like that's pretty much settled at the front, as I'm going to scan down to see what's going on here. Humid's out! Humid's out of the race!
No, I think he's still
that
in
is
it.
big!
I think he's still in it.
He's in! He's still in it! He's still in it! Wow! I missed that on the stream because I just flicked off. Has he just given himself rear wing damage as well?
Oh, he just dropped it on the exit.
Do we run that sort of damage?
From what I could see, there was no
that
contact.
is so frustrating for the AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri, of course, needing a big boost of points here. They are only 5 points behind Ferrari, as that's a big pile up there with Styx and Tyler. Styx and Twister, both of the Red Bulls. Dare I say it, masters of lap 1, but as you've seen here, it's easy to make mistakes, but also debris will be littered on the track now.
Yeah.
So will we see some punches in the first few laps before it despawns? That's the question.
Now's the point where we have to see how everything plays out with tyre advantages, because obviously we now have Jay Potty being the highest medium runner, the current top 3 opting for the hards.
Hits. Twister passes James.
Poor exit from James though.
Yeah, I think there's damage on that Haas, but he might try and take it long because James was one of those, I believe. No, it's Tyler involved in the pile-up.
It looks like we could see.
It's horrible for Human.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. This identical to what the Dark Fox had last time. Just a mistake early on, waiting for that front wing change. But like I say, with every person who gets dumped to the back of the field, especially in Humid's case, it's not over till the checkered is out. As Humid is one hell of a driver, and we saw Dark Fox recover to, I believe it was the top half of the field after time penalties last race. So
yeah, obviously
we'll see.
Dark Fox needing quite a boost in points to try and compete.
Yellow flag for the hairpin. What's going on there between Night Scout and Styx? Ooh, Styx hits the inside barrier there. Lucky.
Could that be damage?
That facing forward. Big lift through the tunnel.
Oh, yellow sector 3.
There's yellow flag.
For Wits. Oh, that's it. Oh,
White
no.
Walker.
Oh.
White Walker's facing across the track. Oh, and there's a pile up. Stuff. Is there damage on that Williams? I believe. No.
From my view, there was no contact. Just heavily slowed. That could be rear wing damage now.
Yeah. White Walker, of course, not wanting to get that penalty for resetting the track.
Yeah, White Walker just didn't know where to place his car. So obviously, with tracks like this, you never know. Yeah. But I think everybody involved just about got away with that. But obviously, it will have cost them quite a bit.
Pull up the fastest lap time so far. Close between Melts and Dark Fox. Melts actually slightly quicker, but Melts, I believe, a very quick player, but lacks consistency. We've seen some retirements in the last few races and some penalties before them, so let's see Cam melts all the
Yellow in
gap in.
sector 2.
Yellow sector 2.
I
someone-
believe that was Sticks at the at the hairpin.
Sticks again.
Yeah.
Sticks just having some quite poor luck here.
That gap
Seems
just
to have
building and
settled
building
down.
now. It looks like we may need a safety car to see anybody else in with a chance of this win.
Yeah, melts quite far off. Of course, the Dark Fox after the poor turn last time. As Cumin passes Sticks.
I think that was
Cumin
another
will
mistake
be
from
absolutely
Sticks.
fuming. Yeah, Sticks, I believe, the pad player, and Monaco
Yeah,
pad
that
hell.
is not fun.
Cumin goes fastest. Not using much ERS in the Alpha Towering, so good luck there.
To be fair,
Throwing what could have been.
if he can show good enough pace, he could maybe get lucky with a safety car.
Yeah, but the problem is, it's 50 seconds off the lead.
Safety car turns that down to about 5 though, so obviously the building takes
Indeed,
and everything
with
that can,
people pitting.
yeah, that can be a lot.
If he can get onto the back of the field before a safety car, he might be able to take them tyres to the end. We saw him take into over 20 laps in the last race before bolting on the dries. He was predicting the weather perfectly. So our closest battle is the battle between our championship rivals for battle for P3 on track.
Battle for P1 in the championship.
J Potty, it is. But I'll send you across our point system, Fizz. I believe through, but we have J Potty on the quicker tyre.
It's not necessarily fighting over scraps, but that 3 points won't do much to Fori's massive lead in the championship.
Indeed, but
Every little
force
helps.
Fori into one mistake, get Fori to bin it. So easy to do around Monaco, as we see.
Ooh,
Oh,
close to the barrier.
very close to the wall there.
Oh, I think there was
Wow.
a bit of contact there. But it looks like he's just about got away with it.
Yeah, little grazes on this ball is quite forgiving. In real life, of course, all it takes is a knock, and that steering arm slightly misaligned. We saw with Vettel in Hungary 2017, I believe, in real life, as Tyler H gets a 3-second time penalty. But yeah, we saw it with Vettel's steering getting knocked on a curb, of all things,
Yeah.
and then steadily progressing worse, but thankfully that's not in the game yet. That's quite right for J Potty. Just feeling out where Fori's pace is, I think, here. Not pushing for the move yet, as we see the ERS usage. Not too much.
I mean, we understand that these new regulation changes were meant to close everybody in, but Dirty Air does still exist. So maybe he's just
Indeed, and
slightly
it's
backing
actually
off.
worse than it was last game, 30, yeah?
Yeah, maybe he's just slightly backing off the rear of that car just to ease his tyre temps, because obviously he should be in the better boat, but overheat is still possible no matter what.
Indeed, it
Bit
is.
of oversteer there as well for J Potter. Doesn't look like those tyres are treating him too kindly. I think he could be having some overheating issues.
So we look further down, we've got Boneless and Swister. Boneless, I believe, might have some damage here in the Williams. Received quite early race. Swister, no offence, but the master of bottling lately. Can he be the master of Monaco?
Melts has closed that gap by about 2 tenths.
Indeed, Stoff also on the back as we have yellow flags.
Flags in sector 2.
I believe that is a car about to be lapped here. Sticks. Oh, hits a barrier quite heavy on exit of Portier,
And he's slowing down. He's retiring!
I believe.
Oh no, sorry. Oh god, he's just letting
I
cars
thought
by.
he was retiring.
Yeah, I thought he was forward.
That did look very similar to the AI's movements. He's completely parked. You've got to not park for too long, because in this game, if a car's going about 3 or 5 between,
What's
I
going on
think,
here?
below about 10 mile an hour,
It looks like he's
The
trying to
car
let
will-
everybody in this gap through.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's odd, considering if you go below 10 mile an hour for like 5 or 6 seconds in this game, the safety car cap's not been hit. You'll get one. as that's another big tag. I'm really enjoying the realistic sounds.
Melts
when you hit a wall in this game.
another 3 tenths out the gap, going up to the line now.
The fight for the first spicing up. Will we see an undercut? Will we see an overcut?
We have.
I believe the overcut will be more powerful here with tyre warm-up going to be compromised.
We have Dark Fox using about, over the last few laps, around 6-7% more ERS consistently. I can't see much usage from either. It just looks like the road. They almost see themselves in the road race right now. There's no battle going on, or they're saving for the battle they think's about to happen. See, from what I've noticed, it seems to be middle to end of Sector 3 is definitely Dark Fox's strong point, but Sector 1 and 2, Melts loves to close that gap back down. Can we see Melts get DRS on this lap? There's so risky with a... Oh, maybe. It's going to be tight.
Protection point was coming out, assuming Cole. No, doesn't have it.
But again, that's another
Point
10.
there.
And we have some ERS usage just to try to close that gap even more. That gap consistently came down by about 2 tenths a lap.
Look further down, Twister right on the back of the Williams.
Twister.
Can't quite do it.
Oh!
Clips the wall on exit. Again, the sound effects in this game are really realistic. The screeching of the tyres, the loud bang it makes when you tap the arm code.
Keep an eye on Humid. Humid's closing it up to the back of the pack now.
As we have James in the pit. James has boxed lap 7 on hard, so I believe that might be some weak damage.
Sticks!
Sticks is out. Sticks
Could we see a
out
safety
at turn
car?
1. So we've got a Ferrari approaching turn 1 of
Ooh,
Ironland.
wow. Oh, no.
Just barely avoids it. We've had someone hit him. Stoff's hit him. So we have Tyler coming out the pits, makes contact. We've got a pile up here for round 7 at Monaco. This is horrible.
He's reversed into the Alpine.
There's White Walker, Knights out,
That has
Humid
to be a safety
involved,
car.
James involved. James out of the race, plows into them. This is going to be a safety car.
No.
If safety cars are even on, I believe for the sake of it being Monaco, safety cars might have found their way and turned it off.
I will check that for you now.
But that, oh blimey, that was a huge crash.
With several cars missing front wings after that.
Yeah, have the leaders been affected?
Safety cars are on
so.
YouTube.
Oh, they have. Dark Fox has no left end plate. Dark Fox has wing damage. No, does he?
Are you
Am I seeing
spectating the
it
wrong
right?
Alpine?
No, I'm being. Yeah. Damn it.
So, just to recap, we have Stoff missing a front wing. We have Humid missing a front wing. He's just recovered and ruined all over again.
Can't feel for him.
Yeah, you can't help but feel for him, can you? He's done so much to catch back up from what was that 11-second gap. Just to have it, but at the front of the pack, we can't dwell on that for too long. It looks like this will be
Oh, so you have
chance.
White Walker, Night Scout. No, another collision. Night Scout sending it to the inside of White Walker and just hitting him round. I believe that position really should be succeeded there, because the only reason the move was made was because of contact as White Walker.
And we come down the pitch right now with the 2 leaders. Not enough for anything. You've got to be so close on the exit of that corner to have a chance, but it is good for Melts. There is a lot being closed, as we can see a bit of ERS usage from Dark Fox this lap. We try and build that gap back up.
That gap. Sort of managing that gap here, but speaking of management, there's not been much ERS management for Twister because he's down the inside at Sanderbolt. Makes contact with the wall, and that's in plate damage. Bonus coming past. Oh!
Nearly
Big
contact,
bite from
but
Twister. And it's not paid off. Damage there for the Red Bull as that's yellow flags.
I
We're
can't
all
see
clear,
any
this is
drivers
just
off.
for... I believe this is the AlphaTauri being lapped.
Oh, you can't help but feel for Humid.
Tyler gets lapped here by 1.
Oh, and Melts has
Get
got a
lapped by the
penalty.
Ferrari. Melts has a penalty. Wow, that is big. Melts been risking it with the curvature swimming pool. Maybe it's not paid off here, the gamble. That Twister bonus battle. Twister given what I would consider a stupid penalty, just missing the breaking point there. That has been... can someone at the end of the stream go through and clip that? Because I believe if Twister doesn't have that time penalty served on in the pits, should not have that penalty, because Twister missing the breaking point,
Humid
going
comes
straight
in
on.
again for another foot brake.
Humid, man. He had to pit again to get back on the hard tyre, because he was put on the softs by the team. And with safety car, I don't think being enabled here.
It's on reduced.
It's on reduced, okay.
I
was going to say.
I think this is the end of this battle for Melts. He looks close now, but only 17% ERS remaining. He's got to go for it soon if he's going to do anything.
Indeed. And then we could see the gap. Right up the back. Oh, very, very close there under brakes. Rastas seems to be a weak point here for Dark Fox. Maybe we could see the Ben Daly dive bomb into Rastas, who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Bandit. Oh, and a 3-second penalty!
Oh, penalty for Dark Fox. Yellow flags for White Walker.
Well, level again.
Just getting out of the way. So we're now all neutral at the top as we've got Night Scout pitting.
Only concern for Dark Fox now, I believe, is his ERS. No, sorry, not for Dark Fox, for Melts. Dark Fox has been conserving that quite nicely, sitting around 50%. Hasn't been using much, while Melts is draining the majority of that battery to try to stay with him. And it doesn't look like it'll be able to stay with him too much longer as Melts drops down 3% ERS left. Obviously, we know you can recharge a fair bit around Monaco, but
once you get below that 10% on this game, you have to use overtake to get any amount of deployment from the battery. So once you're below 10%, you get in this rut, and you think Monaco regen will be high. For Monaco, I believe regen is about 12 to 15% a lap, depending on how you drive. For a track like Monaco, you'd think it'll be more, but
I think we may have had a mistake from our second place driver at some point, because that gap has gone from about 2 to 5 seconds.
I believe there was a hesitation on turning through Anthony Noakes because the inside barrier reared its ugly head.
We have Tyler pitting.
Indeed, again, a Haas in the pits.
I believe Melt's going to need to take some time to himself now and try and come up with another plan, because his plan was basically just send in with all you've got, and it hasn't worked at the end of the day.
Indeed, and now the slipstream is broke. It'll be interesting to see, is that car faster in clear air? It is, because Melts gains a massive amount of time at that anti-neo chicane. See how close he gets to the barrier, not risking it, staying clean here. So I drop my controller.
Ooh, has he lost the he has lost the RS.
He has lost the RS, wow. Very bad timing for Melts.
I think
Although
Dark Fox may have been pushing the battery a bit this lap. Oh, he has. Yeah. He's trying to build that gap. And Melts can do nothing but sit and watch at this point.
See, this is where I believe the Dark Fox has some work to do. It's sort of like, if anyone's well-knowledged on football, they'll know that players like Messi, they have their game, they might be good players, but they have amazing game sense, and the same is for F1. You can be a time driver who sets amazing laps, stupidly consistent, but if mentally you're just stuck on one strategy and not able to read the race going on around you, he should have really read there that Melts seems to be quicker in the clear air than the slipstream. So whenever Dark Fox breaks away, Melts will just cut it back. We'll be back within.
Say that now, but it looks like Dark Fox might be putting his foot down a little bit harder now. taking those
Indeed.
risks he didn't feel comfortable with earlier because he knows
I've
he needs
already
to
made
do
one
them.
commentator's curse. I believe it was with Fori and Imola saying about it, how it was on Night Scout. I was saying how they were having quite a strong race for their championship position going into turn 1, and then on the apex of turn 2 they dropped it and were out of the race. So yeah, apologies again if it was Night Scout.
In my
Hate
opinion,
the commentator's curse.
although it might seem early, I think Melton's pit for mediums. I know it's a very, very long stint.
So we
but
have yellow flags
effectively-
here for a lapped car, I believe.
Yeah, from what I can tell, that was Stomp for moving out of the way.
Stoff with no front wing entering the pits, nice and carefully.
Yeah, in my opinion, Melt should peel off into the pits here. It's a very long stint, but I can't
Indeed,
see him
but
closing
all
this
it
gap at the
takes
other leg.
is that undercut. Humid goes fastest with a 13.8, very strong time.
It's what could have been, isn't it?
That's a throttle reset there from the Dark Fox, picking up quite a bit of wheel spin on exit and just dialing it back from 75% to about a quarter throttle for a second, and that's lost 2 tenths on the run.
You can see Melt's still got that
So-
pace in him.
Yeah, of course the detection point right at the end of swimming course, so Mount's still, of course, not using much ERS, but still using, as I believe the Dark Fox has pulled out a 17% ERS advantage.
Yeah, from what I can tell, that's not necessarily been from Melt's overusage, that's just been...
The Dark Fox, of
Oh,
course.
and he's been it!
Oh, Dark Fox! He's hit the wall! He's hit the wall! He squeezes Melts! Has Melts got damage?
Big Melt's
Round the
just
outside goes
avoided
Melts.
everything there. And that is
And as we were
huge.
saying it,
That is absolutely
the
huge.
Dark Fox makes a massive error, but does that Mercedes have damage? No, I do not believe
I
it
do not think
does.
there was contact. That has to be... Well, Dark Fox is going to have to pit, so he's going to have to hope that
It's
undercut
about
is
2
going to work.
races in a row. Horrible, horrible luck. Well, the
He needs
Alpine
to
driver.
try not to pick up a penalty here.
Oh, big lock up there. Trundles it across. No penalty there.
Yeah, I think his only chance here is the undercut now. He
This
needs
is
to...
the race unravelling. This gives Fori P3, but will Fori come up on the back of the stricken Alpine in time?
well, Fori has not pit... Yeah, honestly, Fori's best bet might be pitting this lap. Trying to
Possibly.
follow him.
Those mediums seem to be dropping off after that 16-17 lap, so taking them 20 would be a big ask as the Dark Fox pits.
Well, it's going to have to
It
be
was
mediums
looking
if he's
set
going to have a
for
chance of
another
keeping him
Grand
in this
Slam.
race.
Front wing change. 7.4 the standard on this game.
It's going to be
about
clo-
that.
Is Potty. Potty gets the nearest competitor being bonus quite a way behind. So there's kind of a point here where you kind of, for Dark Fox's sake, if he has too much pace, he's just going to get stuck in Jay Potty's mirrors, just like he did to Melts not so long ago.
But again now, as we always say with every league race in Monaco, consistency is key. No one cares if you're banging out 110s every couple of laps. It's all about staying off them barriers, staying off them
And
curbs, keeping your floor in a good
goes
condition.
the secondary Ferrari. Not really too many people in his battle, but
Ferrari with a good chance to pull some points in here on Alpine, their biggest rival, AlphaTauri. Currently only set to get a few points here.
we know Humid's got that pace in him. I think Humid's going to pick a few points.
I do believe so. Humid, as that's
As we
yellow
have a yellow
flags.
in one answer.
Bonus.
Uh,
Not bonus. It was Stoff.
And Potty
I
pits.
do believe that was Stoff being lapped.
Oh, Potty pits with
Very
wing
Potty.
damage.
Wow.
He
Interesting.
must
So
have been
is that
put-
why Potty dropped back 10 seconds from Fori? They were very similar on pace early on, and the tyre wear doesn't stupidly affect pace to that much.
I don't think that risk was really necessary from Jay Potty. If it would have been, he was on the mediums. He could have easily took the hards. Because that was around lap 10. We reckon that gap started to build.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it was necessary for him to drag the mediums out.
Potty is in
the
a
clip of
net
the barrier.
P4 here. Net P4 and net P7, that's 19 and 12 points. That's a total of 31 compared to what AlphaTauri will score 6 here. So AlphaTauri are 6 behind.
Humid getting lapped by Boneless now.
Are 5 behind actually.
We could see a bit of an interesting situation here. Humid is looking at an overtake on White Walker, but also might have to yield to Boneless.
We are going to see Ferrari get a huge gap on AlphaTauri in the
Humid
constructors
has to cut the corner, locks up.
25-point swing at the moment. It's Humid. Yep, cuts the corner.
He has got so much.
Right up on the back of the Alpine.
But this is just inviting Boneless into it, and you just got to ask what they're going to do if that happens.
Indeed.
Because yeah, blue flag's waving. So as he goes,
there we go.
He
Getting
does not yield. Humid.
Wow, I believe that was tactical.
Well, the question is now though, where's Humid going to have to yield? Because Humid's still being shown those blue flags.
Indeed, but I believe Humid is trying to pull away here. Humid, of course, we know a very pacey driver here.
Over the barrier.
There goes White Walker yielding to Boneless. But we know Humid has a ton of pace, so will Humid be able to get out with the blue flags?
Well, we've got a race between 4th and 9th.
Do we see blue flags on the dash? I do not.
Wow, he's done
No,
it.
that car's not getting blues anymore. He's clear.
Wow.
More than 1.2 ahead.
Well, it might have took him a fair bit of his battery to do that, but saying that Boneless is struggling on battery too. Well then,
Race the wall on me. She took it back there.
you're going to have
Doing
to...
that quite a lot.
Dark Fox with the fastest lap attempt, showing he's still got a fight in him here. You're going to have to tell me, Dan, what's our hit time around Monaco?
Ooh, put me on the spot. I believe you lose about 10 to 16 seconds. So,
Or he's really not out of a chance here then.
no. I believe. I'm not sure. It might be up at the higher end of that, maybe possibly above 16. I'm not quite sure because I don't often league race around here.
Melts pits. Ooh, skeptical entry as well. So we're going to see, and if he does in fact pick those mediums, we are probably going to see Fori continue. Yep, Fori continues. Will he take first? Yes.
Question is, where is Dark Fox in all of this? Coming around the last corner. It's going to be closer than you'd think, actually.
As Dark Fox. Oh, that was a.
Wow,
Melts!
it's the Mercedes going slow. The Mercedes is going slow.
Melts letting through.
Melts is letting through. Maybe in the spirit of competition.
I think Melts might
is
have
just
got
giving up a victory here.
I think Melts might have got damage. I think Melts might have got damage on pit lane exit.
It's Melts. Yes, no left end plate on Mercedes. Tragedy for Melts as he loses the rest of the win. Oh,
Tragedy just as he struck Dark Fox so many laps ago and struck Melts.
Just like that. The tale of consistency strikes again for Melts. Another mistake costing dearly, but Melts will actually now be a net P3 after pit stops, maybe even P4 behind Potty. It all depends on right
Potty's
here.
just going to close and close for the rest of that lap. It's going to be tight on the exit.
Indeed. Gap now 23. Potty also going quite slow, but no damage there. As now we see the gains from Potty.
So he comes in and he pits for the soft
Melts
tyres.
pits soft tyres. Making them go 60 is going to be a challenge. Service we've seen them ran in this race is 8 laps, and that's on Tyler.
I can't see Dark Fox throwing this away now. Fori has not got any pace.
Oh, don't say that. As Potty ahead of Melts then.
And I do believe
Fori
Potty
needs to bet.
Yep.
Fori, I believe, going on to softs here.
Yep.
That's White Walker not really getting out the way of Potty, but lifting on the apex. Very dangerous there from White Walker, I have to say.
We've got Fori is our only driver yet to pit.
Indeed, taking them hard strong. Again, I believe that will go onto the softs. And that Aston will be a rocket ship.
Fori does
And that's the first time in the history anyone's ever called an Aston Martin F1 car a rocket ship.
Take Latifi in it and we'll see. So, well, it looks like Fori has done very well to pick up a Fori's kept it clean, and this is what we said around Monaco. You keep it clean, you do your job, and you're going to finish well. And it looks like Fori's basically been gifted a second place with everything going on with other drivers.
Indeed. And of course, Potty was 10 seconds behind before the stops and had a front wing replacement. So Fori just had some breathing room.
I doubt Fori can close in what is, in essence, a 9-second gap if we include the penalty, but I think he's going to struggle for that, even with the advantage of the soft compounded tyre.
I believe same compound though, but 6 laps difference is huge in league racing. We see Tyler pits after 9 laps on them tyres. Interesting.
Yeah, that gap building, but we... Oh, it was actually mediums for Fori. Oh, wow! I didn't see that one coming.
What's that?
Mediums for Fori.
Yellows. Car straight on the back, it's an Alpine. No, it's not. It's a nice car.
Damage there. Humid hits again. Can this man catch a break? How many front wings did the team have?
I think they might be taking that out of human salary at this point. 150k a piece.
Oh, you can't help but feel for him. He had such a good chance at a win today. We can see he had the pace for it.
Melts closing in on an Alpine here. Will the Alpine get out of the way? Ooh, very awkward there, losing a few attempts. Melts gonna try and make the most out of this fresh compound of rubber and try and get past Jay Potty, which will be make it go from a bad to worse for Jay Potty.
I mean, we're gonna see an interesting battle to see, not necessarily, well, yeah, a recovery from Melts now, I guess.
Yeah, in terms of the championship, that is. Because right now it's a 3-point swing. But it will be a 6-point swing if Melts can get Jay Potty here. As we saw with the 2021 title fight in real life, every point means every bit. Not go for a fastest lap attempt there. Slight strategy blunder here. You wouldn't think it, but sometimes a tiny little error can be the difference between the win and the loss, because that's a yellow flag.
From what I can tell, that was the Ferrari. Oh,
Just
stopped
down.
Was that a pit lane retirement?
No, that is at the hairpin. That car just gone straight on in braking.
Oh wow.
We see a safety car here. I believe not, it should be out by now.
This is what I don't like about Reduced. I understand it's Monaco and it would be havoc, but... It's something like that would have been all it took to save Humid's race, as White Walker lets Humid through. Not necessarily a battle White Walker wants to take at this stage. Or the fastest lap.
Or he goes quicker.
Maybe finding some pace. As it looks like we're going to see Melts
pushing on.
now.
Indeed. Melts on the back of Jay Potty. Here we go. ERS. Exactly the same as we head down the main straight. both red lights flashing. Because Jay Potty will not know Melts as well on the RS.
Yeah.
Melts will know Jay Potty's guys. Humid goes 4 tenths quicker than Corey did. Right up on the back of the Ferrari now. Ooh. So close, you have to get so close to be able to follow around here, but the traction difference between the tyres should be huge.
Oh, it's huge.
So here we go then, not close enough.
I don't quite know what Melts is trying to do with the ERS here. I don't think that's the time to use it.
No.
He needs to wait to the straight, he needs the DRS booster.
Exactly.
Unless he's going to try go for it, unless his plan was to go for it into the chicane.
The tunnel is the best option, because if you can get on the inside of the Nobel
Oh,
chicane, right up on the back.
close.
I believe there might have been some contact there. I heard lightest
Yeah, there
touches
might have been something as a lap
through the
car.
game's audio.
Oh, and he's
Around
dropped
goes
it!
Melts!
He's dropped it!
Again! As there's a car exiting. It's an AlphaTauri. Just barely avoiding.
Free on the inside now,
Humid there.
that because of the problem Humid.
Close to winning, and Humid still goes quicker, despite having to take a huge avoidance at the last corner. Humid is on fire here.
Corey is closing in a lot more than I expected on that fresh fire. You got to take into account. What looks like 10 is only 7 with that penalty.
Yeah. Exactly.
Equal tyres in essence as well. Just hit lap the difference, but quite a significant difference. Because I will.
So Dark Fox gets another penalty.
That could be the difference.
Now down to 4.7 seconds here. Corey just needs to find 4.7 in 10 laps. Let's have a look at Race Director and see the pace difference between the two drivers.
Dark Fox pit for those tyres at the end of lap 16, Forey the end of lap 22.
So the Dark Fox setting 14.2, 14.8, 15.1 and 14.8 in the last few laps. And for Forey it was 13.9, 12.9, 14.7 and a 13.9 in the last few laps. Forey pushing on.
Melts pits, expectedly. He sticks the, you'd assume softs. No, he's gone mediums.
So we have a look to see what the lap times here.
Oh, you can't.
14.6 from Dark Fox. What's it going to be from Forey? Round in the last corner. 14.0. 6 tenths gain that lap.
It's enough with the penalty.
Possible.
It's enough with the penalty.
If it keeps up, yeah, we've got 9 laps left in this race.
I don't think we'll have much wheel-to-wheel racing to decide this, but we will have a showdown.
It could be decided. I don't believe we'll see many penalties removed here. All Forey has to do is stay clean. Can't afford to get a penalty.
Yeah, I think that would be what would finish any risk off here. As Forey doesn't seem to be gaining much through the first 2 sectors here. Actually losing a bit.
Lock up from Dark Fox heading in. Although it's all in the last sector. Still gaining a few tenths on the straight though. Cutting that curve nicely. I think that might have gotten a warning, I'm not sure. So check Race Director. Yes, that did pick up a warning, but that's Forey's first warning off the race. Extreme consistency from our championship leader, and again it bottles down to consistency. Dark Fox similar to my driving in some aspects. Very, very quick, but also lacking huge amounts of consistency. But got away with it today. Still wouldn't be very happy with the mistake. Not acceptable at this level. But still, a good drive from the Dark Fox so far. Stu Potty just relaxing. Boneless quite quite far behind.
Wow, whoa! Bit edgy from Fori, but another 7/10 shaken out of that gap. 3.2 to go. Fori needs to knock out of that, but is burning quite a lot of ERS at the minute. It's 30 compared to 41.
Swister, what's happened to Swister? Being passed by Human. Night Scout comes out the pits in P9. Ferrari gonna gain some points here on Aston Martin in the constructors. Aston, it's fair to say, have had a struggle hard as Swister gets a penalty. Melts nearly loses the back end heading out of turn 1. See, Fori is just driving to another level. Besides himself with the power of Ayrton Senna. But will it be enough? 3 seconds, 7 laps.
This is going to be tight. That tyre advantage is
very, very intense.
Yeah, that tyre advantage is not quite
admit.
as much as it used to be now, obviously.
Yeah, the tyre advantage, really not, but still 6 lap fresher tyres. But as you say, Fori has been pushing very hard, so probably equalising himself. But when, must admit, when Fran said this is a Monaco race, I thought, oh, okay, time for an hour and a half of sitting there bored. But I can tell you, this has been anything but boring. There have been times where
we've had drama.
lulled down.
Yeah, we've had crashes, we've had drama,
Fori
we've had
still
everything.
only has that one warning. Fori setting 14 zeros every single lap. This one very similar as well. Going to be a little bit slower. Some lockups in the last sector. Still a 14.1. Times from the Dark Fox. 14.4 that lap. The gap's not coming down as much as it was. Again, all boils down to that tyre advantage. It's still at 9 seconds. Oh boy, is this intense. Look at Dark Fox's warnings, actually.
It's stalling out a bit now.
Dark Fox has no more warnings.
That gap's stalling.
What's the first sector like? For first sector, 19.6 for Dark Fox. 19.6 for Fori. As we head towards the second sector, 53.9 compared to a 55.9 compared to a 55.3. So gaining there.
You can't help but feel for France here. With everything that's gone on, he could very easily find himself in the fight for this win.
Exactly. Third place in our drivers. Going to lose out massively just to something completely out of his control. But I dare not say that's league racing, because that's world affairs interrupting with what I'd call a lovely early sport.
It's closing and closing with that 1.7 to go.
Really intense here. Can I do the ending for this one? Just like the closing segment, as they like to call it. As Night Scout gets a penalty. Oh, that was a big clout of the curb from the Dark Fox. Still no warnings for either driver. Fori on 2 warnings.
Car of
Yellow
yellow flag.
On 2 warnings.
I'm going to assume that was for a lapped car moving.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been. Maybe the game made a mistake for Fori, but we've got 1.3. Fori cannot push too hard. One more warning, and that's that. Dark Fox only on 1 warning. Apologies if I'm applying pressure to either of you if you're watching the stream. Feel free to lock your phone on the straight. gap down to 1.
It looks
we
like
go.
out of nowhere, seemingly. Tory.
But I dare touch wood, because all it takes is a tiny little mistake. That one warning, and then it is all gone. All the progress deleted.
Yeah.
It's 4E. Starting to run out of ERS, but just regenning. They're now quite similar though.
Sorry to cut you off there.
Overtake?
Yeah, Swifter.
Miracle.
Swifter made an overtake on the Ferrari.
Swifter, wow. Swifter, although I believe there's a rule about being disconnected for more than 3 laps, and Swifter was disconnected for quite a while here. Gap's actually been extended here. Got 3 laps left in this race. Can Fori take his first win in quite a while, I must admit. Fori, again, not one to be flashing and win a race. More one to just sneak into the podium, sneak into the upper points, because with this point system, only 3 points between most positions. It's all about consistency. Might get tiring hearing me say it, but I say it because it's true. That's Fori. Now, gap reducing. What's happened here? Gap reducing. What has happened? Can it not give me the helicopter camera?
Yeah, it's just, it looked, I
Because
can't get a
the
good
gap
view,
down to 6 now.
It's just, we're nearly there.
Dark Fox has to start pushing. There is not damage on that Alpine. Dark Fox got caught behind a lap car.
Oh!
Of course, Dark Fox got caught behind Tyler. That's what's caused this. Dark Fox also has Melts behind him. Fori being gapped by another couple temps though.
Melts wouldn't.
That's Fori made a mistake.
Melts wouldn't, would he? No.
They were having such a good battle early race.
Yeah.
That would just not be fair, as Melts is
He's looking at it.
darting about the flowers, looking at it, probably pushing Dark Fox into another level of pace here though, I would argue. As the Dark Fox, they're very similar in Sector 1, but Sector 2 and Sector 3
Melts goes
are just Fori's
Melts is
forte.
using his ERS.
Melts go for it. Melts going to cause a huge disruption here to the inside of our leader. Oh, they battle. Melts tries to unlap himself.
But what
How
does
much
that
has
do
this
to the
game
gap?
Fori? What's it done to the gap? It's below!
I'm
It's
falling
below!
in.
It's down to 5.3! It is down to 5.3. This is getting so exciting.
There is going to be
Melts
some
has
talk
unlapped himself.
later. There is going to be some talk later about that one. That is
Melts does have the argument that he's gaining massively on boneless ahead. Of course, 6 lap fresher tyres.
yeah.
That Melts is out of blue flag range now, but completely zero on the ERS. But that will be of no matter to the Dark Fox, because the Dark Fox has been gapped and is being closed in by Fori.
Forge needs humid pits
That's
again.
what I'm
Oh no. One man.
As we look further down the field, Humid into the
Is that a
box for a
fastest
set
lap
soft. Trying to go for fastest lap. We say every little matter.
Yeah, every little helps when
Every
you're
tiny
in
little
that
bit.
situation.
Will this lose any positions though? As we have Swifter in
Yeah,
it.
Swifter comes in too. There might be a few going for that fastest lap now. Yellow in sector 2.
Yellow flag sector 2.
And I believe that was White Horse. White Horse moving in first here.
Oh, White
A White Wolf, sorry.
White Walker, yeah, I made that mistake first time.
Well then,
What's White Walker done?
they could
As we close in on the last lap.
no what
You have to say, it's been an absolute roller coaster from the Dark Fox, but it all battles down to this.
Although
Dark
that's
Fox
going
has
on,
to pull out 2 seconds.
we have got Melt who might try and do something to bonus here. Because that is a massive gap he's been closing.
Indeed.
Obviously on penalties it's looks almost thrown away.
Indeed, yeah. But a good race from the Dark Fox. One mistake in the middle. We all thought it was over, but Melts, well, you have to say he melted under the pressure, pun intended.
I will let you take the
And,
I will let you do the flag down.
Cheers. It looks like the tyre advantage for Fori, who's closing now nearly to 3
Melt's pushing.
seconds behind.
Melt's might go for something.
Melt's pushing. Melt's might go for it. But it's been... as they're heading on to their penultimate lap because they're not lapped. But we look to the Dark Fox who's drove... oh, there is contact there, but we look to the Dark Fox who's drove
Swifter made
a
contact.
wonderful race.
Swifter made contacts with Night Cut.
Dark Fox coming to the line. It's the net win, but Fori, an amazing race, staying consistent, takes the dub. It's a brilliant race from Fori, down to 2.1 at the end. So despite all of it, closing in, getting 2 warnings, Fori, from out of nowhere,
Melts
has
goes
won
for it.
round
Melts.
7. Melts goes for it.
Oh,
Melts.
it's
They're side by side. 4B4. This is huge.
Oh, this-
Boneless puts him in the wall. Boneless has put him in the wall. What is Boneless done? What is Boneless doing? Boneless has put Melts in the wall and is blocking Melts here.
Humid
There
is
will be
coming.
huge talk about that.
Humid's coming.
Humid is. Oh no, Humid's hit the checkered. Humid's hit the checkered.
Oh,
Because Humid was lapped.
yeah, Humid had already been. So,
But Melts and Boneless,
oh, boneless, that's poor.
be a fight to the line. What's the penalty to Melts? 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags. Well, that's just a stupid penalty.
Yeah, that
But
I
we'll see who gets it on track. And
Oh,
Boneless
Melts
gets a penalty.
gets it.
Melts is spun.
Oh no.
Melts, I believe, might have picked up a puncture on a piece of debris somewhere. No, not looking like a puncture, just binning it on exit.
Oh, that's
So unfortunate.
that
but
should be a penalty for.
yeah, that boneless should get a position deduction there. Unintentional or not, putting another driver in the wall at detriment to their race as Boneless crosses the line.
See, the only claim
Melts
Boneless
on
has
that
is
too.
that Metz wasn't far enough alongside, but Boneless hasn't made the corner himself.
Yeah. Boneless has not made the corner himself, you make a fair point. But that's it then for this race.
Yeah, wow, what an ending.
What an ending, yeah.
So that's
The
just
intensity, Island gets driver of the day.
that is just amazing from Fori, because that was what 11-12 seconds when he left the pit lane, and we were saying that that was not possible. That was what 9 seconds at the time with
Then
penalties,
the
but
the
yeah,
penalties eked him.
it just shows how careful you have to be around here.
Indeed, and even if one of those threes somehow gets removed, it's still the dub
Yes, it's
for that man.
he didn't do
Rory
enough.
takes the win.
Yes, what a drive. But
However, on the ground.
it shows why he's top.
Big for Aston Martin as well, and the constructors,
Yeah.
as they bring home 30 points from one driver.
Oh. Wow, that
Fori
was
extends his lead at the top over Jay Potty, who came third. Good showing from Jay Potty, but just not the pure pace as we look at the best times.
yeah. Just
12.9 as the best of Fori, but Potty 2 seconds off of it.
this is what we said. It was just about keeping it out the wall, because that's what we saw from. That's what we saw
That's
from.
just it. Keep it out
Fori.
the wall, and it will come to you.
Yeah, Fori didn't get
It's
down
all
range, and that's
good
what let him
pace.
drop Jay Potty. That's what let him get Dark Fox in the end. Let him get Melts, and it's avoiding those penalties as well. Because we can see in the fastest lap, he didn't have that much pace over him in the best of times, but with strategy and just keeping it clean, he's perfected this race.
Indeed as well, and looking at LSR Fori's times up in the high 13s at the start of the stint.
Humid's fastest lap is
Low
a joke.
14, mid 14, low 14, mid 14. Just regen and using. Pure consistency has won him the day here at Monaco.
Have you seen Humid's fastest lap? Nobody's even close.
Insane.
1.4 seconds off of there. Such a shame, because it just shows you what we could have
It
seen
will
from
be
him.
bittersweet for Human
Yeah,
after taking the lead at the start and having the spin.
it almost shows if he could have just avoided those damage in the later stages of that race, he could have easily pulled something off.
I have to say, well played to everyone involved. It was relatively clean for a Monaco race, I must admit.
I mean, contact
got a
between
bit
drivers was
spicy at
kept
the
to
end, and there was the it was, I must say, there was some bad driving standards towards the end, but I don't believe that was intentional from Boneless.
Yeah, I do think he's just missed his braking point because, like you can see there, it's he hasn't made the corner himself. It's not necessarily him trying to put someone else in the wall. It is just him late braking to try and give it that move, but you can't late brake into that.
Indeed. It was a good race up till then.
Yeah, but you
Still was afterwards.
you can't take anything away from Fori today.
Brilliant drive. Again, it's not about sticking it on pole. It's all about getting them points in the race. That's what matters.
Yeah, we said at the
Fori
start,
showed that today.
it's consistency, it's keeping it out of the wall, and it's just that game sense, basically.
Literally. Knowing what's going on around you. Fori knew he had the gap to the cars behind and just decided to wing it, stay out. And the mistakes from the Dark Fox brought Fori back into the race, and I wouldn't say effectively hand it to him on a platter because he had to work for that. He had to gain, what was he, some 14 seconds behind with 15 laps to go.
Yeah.
We didn't think it was possible, and the gap was 2.2 at the end of the race.
Yeah.
I do believe traffic probably gave 2 seconds to that, but he can't take away from that drive.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's why he's the championship leader.
Well, yeah.
Just simply.
It's consistency, it's precision, it's all you need.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Alright, so I'm aware that it cuts off, so we're gonna close it here, but I'm gonna mute for about 30 seconds-ish to then make sure it doesn't cut off the ending segment. So thank you for me and Fizz joining. I can say pretty confidently that we both thoroughly enjoyed that race.
Yeah, that was great.
From Monaco, it was an absolute screamer, so from the both of us, we'll hopefully see you next time.
Yep. Have a
Cheers.
good day, guys.